something, I like to share it, especially if I think it can help others. And I think there are some of you watching who may want a break from the US, okay, who are feeling stressed from the year 2025. So let me know how this year has been treating you. How are you feeling in terms of just the political stress, economic pressures? So yeah, I want to share. And I like 50 as the sort of the cutoff, but you could be 30 and feel like you're too old to start over. So I'm just going to tell my story. I am over 50. Sometimes I say my actual age. And sometimes I don't. And I am a certified yoga teacher, massage therapist. I've done many different things. For some years, I was an art professor, and that was kind of like my most serious profession, I would say, in terms of sort of standard profession, go in, do your job kind of thing, as opposed to self-employment. I am now retired. Well, right away. Well, I could say early retired. Relatively. I mean, I know some people wait till they're like 70 to retire or 65, but whatever. I don't think the age really matters as much as I think a lot of women, and especially Black women, and especially if you feel maybe you are, I want to say, on a budget or working class to middle class. I'm talking here to people who may feel they can't restart their life or make a big change. And I just want to encourage you that you can. My story is that I did just pack up all of my stuff. And so, what did that involve? All that packing up. It was extremely, it was a little bit, no, I don't want to say traumatic. It was because I wanted to do it. But packing up your whole life and whittling it down. So if you want a new start, you often have to let go of, old stuff. So I know I'm not alone. Most of us have this, unless you have a parent, unless you're young watching my channel, 20s, maybe early 30s, you may still have your stuff at your parents' house. Okay, but obviously at my age, I have all my stuff. And if you, like me, didn't own a house, you're in an apartment, you can build up a lot of stuff. And of course, in a house, you build up a lot of stuff. So all I'm saying is when you want a fresh start, there is this process of like letting stuff go, right? It's a lot. I've mentioned in other videos, getting rid of books was the hardest thing because I had a lot of books. I am a reader. I like to read nonfiction. So if you're like me, you had like a big library. And in fact, I was getting books that I knew I wouldn't read right away, but I wanted to have them as like a library, right? Not just like, oh, I read a book and I put it away, but books I will read. So again, let me know if any of you are like that. And so I ended up getting rid of a lot of those books. It was very hard. Facebook Marketplace, things didn't, I literally bundled them. I sold like 15 books at a time. So it would be a set of books about yoga, books about this type of meditation, books about this type of health. So, and it was hard to sell them. So just so you know, any of you who want a new start, and specifically I'm talking about maybe moving to a new area or abroad, you have to let go of stuff, and that can be very hard. Give yourself more time than you think it will take, because somebody else said this and I laughed out loud when they said it. People don't want your stuff. The people who you think are going to want your stuff, they're going to come, if they come, and they'll look through and they'll be like, no, I don't want that. And they may take a couple of things. Okay. Getting rid of things is the first hard thing. Okay. When you want a fresh start. And I want to tell you guys two ways that, again, if you are on a budget, you're a working person. This is not good for somebody who's in an emergency state, but you work, but you haven't amassed a lot of money necessarily. Or I know many teachers actually are able to, save up well. So I could include them as well. If you want to start over, and if you are thinking of moving abroad, wherever it is, whether you want to move to Africa, Europe, Asia, South America, to retire or to get a break, then keep listening to this video, because that's basically what I am doing. I am doing what's called slow travel. I hadn't heard of that, so I shouldn't presume you have. I'm a nerd. Like I said, as an ex-professor, I'm a nerd. When I get interested in something, I dive deep into it. I read about it, I research it, and I really become like a geek, just spilling out information, about it. So what is slow travel? And also you may wonder, those of you who follow my channel more regularly are like, okay, so she has a lot of money because she said she's traveling. How is she doing that? So again, I want to break down to you, if you feel you want a fresh start, you maybe want to be out of the US for some time, get a little break, get a mental break, mental health break, because you don't want to have a mental health break, okay? You have a toxic job, you're tired, maybe you've got diagnosed with something. There are ways to take a break of several months out of the US in a lower cost country. Okay. So I did make a masterclass about this, and I have that link below if you want to find out. But I'm going to share with you right now how I'm doing it. So again, if you're on a budget and you want a little break, slow travel. So the reason I also always thought I couldn't travel, even with some savings, even when I really wanted to, is because when I look at travel, travel looks very expensive. And that's why I want to talk about it. Because even when I watch people, I'm still like, yeah, that's expensive. It's like, no, depends how you do it. So travel seems expensive because typically people are on vacation, or, so not air quotes, they really are on vacation. And when you're on vacation, what do you do? Okay. I want to break this down because it's important for you to change your mindset about being able to take a longer term vacation or sabbatical abroad. So a vacation is expensive because typically you go for a week or two and you stay at a hotel. Hotels are expensive. That's absolutely true. Hotels, when I look at booking.com and I'm like, who pays that per night? I could not pay that per night, right? So a vacation is you typically stay in a hotel, you stay for a short period of time, the cost is very high. You go and you do expensive things. You go and you do tours and you do a lot of sightseeing and a lot of like dining out. So slow travel is not that. Okay. Hear me again. So slow travel is not that. If you have worked most of your life, you probably could afford to take a sabbatical or a break that is, just call it slow travel. So what is slow travel specifically? I've said to you what a vacation typically is, right? So a vacation often is a splurge. Slow travel is not that. I want to almost call it slow living abroad, slow being abroad. Okay. And if you're over 50 and on a budget or younger, you can do this as long as you have some savings or you are retired.